in his book, The Power of Myth, said that myths are very important in our lives and that we need more modern myths. Myths serve the function of helping us to understand the world in which we live. The story of the Wizard of Oz is such a modern myth. So today, I invite you to join me in Munchkin Land as we journey with Dorothy to visit the wonderful Wizard of Oz, who has all the answers. Or doesn't? Years ago, when my children were small, I remember watching the movie The Wizard of Oz with them. The Wicked Witch frightened them, and when she sent the flying monkeys to kill Dorothy, Toto, the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion, well, those kids were just terrified. They wanted to stop watching the movie right then and there, but I told them that I wanted them to trust me and stay with me, and to see the movie through to the end. Running away from a scary situation doesn't solve anything. Whatever it is that's frightening you will always be there. You have to face what you fear, and you work your way through the problems you have in life in order to arrive on the other side of peace and tranquility. I guess it's no great surprise then when my son-in-law had his motorcycle accident resulting in a traumatic brain injury, amputation of his right leg above the knee, that my daughter Bess's words to me immediately afterwards were, "Mom, it is what it is, and we'll deal with it." I'm extremely proud of both of them. Luke will carry the scars of that accident with him the rest of his life. But he is moving forward. They are moving forward together. Their marriage is stronger than it ever was. Very often, adversity has that effect on people. It makes them stronger. It helps them to see and appreciate what they have in life in new ways. The story of the Wizard of Oz is a modern-day myth. It has within it lessons that we can use as we journey through the trials and tribulations of our congregational life here together. So I invite you now to enter with me on our journey to visit the wonderful Wizard of Oz. This is the time in our service when we have a period of centering and shared silence. Every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, a group of us gather here at this church for meditation. We've come to realize and appreciate the value of the practice of mindful awareness. I believe that all of creation, ourselves included, is one vast energy system. Subtle energies are all around us, but mostly we are unaware of them. Meditation practice for me is a way of trying to tune into those vibrations. I was sitting in a hospital waiting room recently with a very outspoken, right-wing, conservative man who had no trouble sharing with me and everyone else within earshot his views that this country was going to hell in a handbasket and it was all Obama's fault. I sat there, a captive audience, and decided to send him thoughts of unconditional love. Before I knew it, he was telling me about how rewarding his work was with the kids at Camp Good Days and Happy Times. He loved taking them out on his boat and teaching them how to fish, and how rewarding it was to see them so happy. That experience demonstrated for me that love can and does conquer fear. Part of our meditation practice is the metta prayer, the prayer of loving kindness. I'd like to share that experience with you today. So now, if you will sit comfortably in your chair with your feet on the floor, close your eyes and enter into a quiet place inside yourself. Let us pray, sending thoughts of loving kindness first to ourselves. May I be safe and secure. May I be strong in body, mind, and spirit. May I be happy and content. May I have ease of well-being. And now choose someone you feel close to and send thoughts of loving kindness to them. May you be safe and secure. May you be strong in body, mind, and spirit. May you be happy and content. May you have ease of well-being. And next, I ask you to choose a neutral person, a casual acquaintance, perhaps. May you be safe and secure. May you be strong in body, mind, and spirit. May you be happy and content. May you have ease of well-being. Next, send thoughts of loving kindness to someone with whom you disagree strongly. May you be safe and secure. May you be strong in body, mind, and spirit. May you be happy and content. May you have ease of well-being. And finally, we send thoughts of loving kindness to all sentient beings. May all be safe and secure. May all be strong in body, mind, and spirit. May all be happy and content. May all have ease of well-being. Amen. So let it be. This Sunday is the last Sunday of 2015. Next Sunday, we begin the new year of 2016. The poet T.S. Eliot wrote, "What we call the beginning is often the end, and to make an end is to make a beginning. The end is where we start from." As I said before, Joseph Campbell, in his book, The Power of Myth, spoke about the need we have for new myths. Myths are not untruths, but actually the truest thing that we can say, for they attempt to demonstrate for us a universal truth. The Bible and other religious books are full of myths. Myths that many people hold sacred and by which they pattern their lives. The story of the Wizard of Oz is a modern myth, a story that has a message for us today, a message that I believe we can use to help understand our lives here and now as a congregation. Dorothy, a young girl from Kansas, was running away from home when she had a chance encounter with Professor Marvel. He convinced her that she needed to go back home to Aunt Em, who was heartbroken at her leaving. Now, Dorothy, of course, represents our very own Dorothy Hoskins, the president of our congregation. And Professor Marvel, well, we'll see him in a bit. The Munchkins, childlike people who inhabited Munchkin land, they're us, our childlike selves. They were overjoyed to see Dorothy and looked to her as a miracle worker who could solve all their problems. After all, she did fall out of the sky and land house and all on the Wicked Witch of the East who had been tormenting them. But she told them no, she's not a witch. She had no magic powers. And all she wanted was to go home. So the Munchkins sent her off to see the Wizard of Oz, who could solve all kinds of problems. The Wizard of Oz, of course, is our architect. Surely he would have the magic that she needed to get back home. Follow the yellow brick road, they told her. Follow the yellow brick road to the Emerald City where the wizard lives. His was a green castle, so he had a reputation for building green. And that is just what Dorothy wanted. So Dorothy set out on her journey to find the Wizard of Oz. And on her way, she encountered a scarecrow who talked to her. Come to find out, he thought his head was stuffed with straw. And he didn't have a brain. Could the wizard give him a brain? Well, if he could get Dorothy back home, and that's what the Munchkins claimed, the wizard could give him a brain. And so he went along with her on the yellow brick road to find the wizard.
While my dogs were busy hatching, if I only had a brain.
I continued along the yellow brick road until I saw the Tin Man, all rusted and rigid, badly in need of some oil. Dorothy oiled him and found out that his trouble was that he lacked a heart. Well, surely, if the wizard could get Dorothy back home and give Scarecrow a brain, then he could give the Tin Man a heart. And so the Tin Man joined them on their journey to the Emerald City and the wonderful Wizard of Oz. And so Dorothy, the Scarecrow, and the Tin Man set out together on the yellow brick road to find the Emerald City and the wonderful Wizard of Oz, who lived there. Along the way, they met a lion, a cowardly lion. His problem was that he thought he didn't have courage. He wanted nerve. Well, of course, he was invited to go along with them to visit the wizard, who was sure to give him courage. And off they went, this motley crew, to seek help from the Wizard of Oz. Now, the Wicked Witch of the West found out that Dorothy and her friends were on the yellow brick road on their way to see the wizard. And that wicked witch set out to stop them. Sometimes I think that might be the town zoning board of appeals. Kind of feels like it. All kinds of obstacles were put in their way, but they made it all the way through to the Emerald City and the castle of the Wizard of Oz. But would he? Could he solve all their problems? Oh, no. First, he told them, they had to kill the Wicked Witch of the West and bring back her broomstick. And despite all odds against them, they did just that. Well, they didn't really kill off the zoning board. But Dorothy and the friends were on a mission, and nothing and nobody was going to stop them. They went back to the wizard with the broomstick. The great and powerful wizard was eventually exposed as just an ordinary man with no magical powers. He told the Scarecrow that he really did have a brain, and he gave him a diploma, a doctor of thinkology. To the Tin Man, he gave a heart with a warning that when you have a heart, you run the risk of having it broken. And to the Cowardly Lion, he gave a hero's badge of honor for all the meritorious things that he had done. And who, you ask, are the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion? Why, all of us, of course. All of us who sometimes forget that we really do have brains and heart and courage. Then the wizard took off in his hot air balloon back to Kansas, where he had come from. Dorothy was supposed to go with him. But at the last minute, her dog Toto saw a cat, and he jumped out of the basket of the balloon to chase it, and Dorothy took out after him. The balloon with the wizard in it took off without them, leaving Dorothy no way to get home, or so she thought. Then along came the Good Witch of the North. Now that, of course, is our own Reverend Karen. She explained to Dorothy that she had the power to go home right inside of herself all the time. All she had to do was close her eyes, click her heels 3 times together, and say, "There's no place like home, there's no place like home, there's no place like home." Dorothy did that. And when she opened her eyes, she was back home again. And everybody was there with her. Aunt Em and Uncle Henry, and the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, the Cowardly Lion, too. They'd always been there. And oh yes, Professor Marvel, also known as the Wizard/Architect, he was there at the window, come to check out how Dorothy was doing. Dorothy saw her home, her family, her friends with new eyes, appreciating them for the first time, appreciating what was there all along. This past year, we've been exploring with our architect different possibilities of what we can do to improve our congregational home. The poet T.S. Eliot wrote, "We shall not cease from exploration, and at the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time." That's where we are now, back at the beginning. The end is where we start from. So I invite you all to close your eyes, click your heels together 3 times, and to repeat 3 times with me, "There's no place like home, there's no place like home, there's no place like home." And now open your eyes and look around and see this, our congregational home, with new eyes for the first time. See its potential. See it as a green sanctuary, not because of all the money it cost to build it, but because we used our brains, our heart, and courage to make it environmentally green, a true green sanctuary. See it with new lighting. See it with new windows. See the basement bright and clean and inviting. See the possibilities of what we have right here. And remember my daughter's words. It is what it is, and we'll deal with it. Let us move forward into the new year with great expectations. Let us count our blessings and dare to dream dreams that really do come true.
Rise as you're willing and able and join us in the closing song, Somewhere Over the
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Join us for worship every Sunday at 10 a.m. at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Canandaigua, a welcoming congregation. We are located at 3024 Cooley Road, 4 miles west of South Main Street, Canandaigua, just north of the intersection with Routes 5 and 20. Look for the blue signs just before the turn. Your comments about this program or questions about the church are welcome at 585-396-1370 or at our website, www.canandaiguauu.org. Producer and editor, Daniel Brigham.